Summer 2026 is here, and it brings a new update, and this video covers everything that is being added, starting with two new questlines. First off is the Shards of the Broken Moon. This questline introduces a new spawn of true Asuras with a mix of new creatures as well. It will be accessed through Marapur after doing a few missions, which notably will require to have Within the Ties and Greenbelt quests completed. Besides the spawn, there is two new solo bosses, a fairly easy Archfolk category and another more dangerous but still only done by solos. This boss will be the source of the new amulets being introduced, which will act like the other silver token amulets, and will be mainly for fire protection. I estimate this for around level 500, and upon completing the quest, you will receive the item needed to tame the new mount, the Jarakal. Next up is the main questline, Make Believe. This quest introduces a new island, although it's got barely any content on it. As of now, it's simply a place to do this new quest. On the surface, you will find new creatures called Moonspawn, but these are part of a raid that's not always available, also needed for the quest. Then further in, there is some sort of new spawn for Moonstones. First impressions are not promising, but we'll have to wait and see. However, through doing the quest, you unlock access to 3 new bosses, all for up to 5 people, which in turn bring a set of new best in slot helmets and weapons for all vocations. The difficulty of these bosses is to be determined by players, since we are getting a new boss difficulty adaptation that begins with these new bosses. Upon succeeding a boss, you get a bump of 3 levels in difficulty to choose from, and it will always cap at the lowest difficulty available in your group, but by increasing the difficulty of the bosses, you receive better drop chances in exchange for a more dangerous fight. On top of these weapons already being best in slot for some cases, they can also be upgraded further. Once you complete the questline and unlock access to the Forge, you can upgrade them to their stellar versions. However, as of right now, that will require not only the regular Moon Silver item, but also its Sanguine and Soul counterparts, on top of a 4th item that is a consumable drop from the final boss. Obtaining this seems to be on par with the Grand Sanguine items, so it's unlikely for this to be content for now. Regardless, it's a nice thing to look forward for in the future. Additionally, through this quest, you can obtain a new mount and outfit, although they will be drops from the bosses and not a guaranteed reward. Lastly, another benefit from this questline is access to the new Sky Castle, which has 4 floors and a total of 12 new creatures. But there is a catch. You will find 3 sets of creatures in 2 floors, and then the others in the next 2 floors. Then upon 3000 of them killed, they turn into a higher variant called Devoted, which are more dangerous and come with debuffs like Fear, Root, and Hex. As of right now, this spawn, although made with the intention of being an endgame for higher levels, this gimmick of 10 changing versions has received negative feedback and on top of being a very low loot spawn, so it's looking like it won't be used much, but time will tell. Moving forward to the features added, starting with a little boost to the discovery system. This feature, introduced in 2018, allows you to search cities and sub-areas, and the benefit was unlocking early warnings for raids and the discover outfit. Now by default, you will see the discovery points everywhere, without being limited to checking one area at a time. And once you have fully discovered a city, then you receive a speed boost on all of it. This speed boost is based on how many you have fully discovered, up to 195. Also coming next is a brand new feature, the Echo Raids. These can appear randomly in the map, but also when creatures die, there is a very small chance of triggering one. They will last up to 10 minutes and disappear if unused, and when activated, there is 3 potential outcomes. First is the respawn of 8 creatures from the spawn found. Second is 4 creatures but of the influence type. Lastly, a 10% chance to summon an Echo Warden, which is a singular creature sort of a mini boss that will be stronger than the regular, but also buff the creatures nearby. Defeating one of these rewards new charm points based off the difficulty of the creature, and although it's not meant to be a common occurrence, you should see them show up in your hunts every now and then. Lastly, the highlight of the features is an addition to the weapon proficiencies. Now you will be able to rework up to 2 slots in your weapons tree of choices. The first perk rework will be available if you have level 3 proficiency, and the second will be at mastery of the weapon, with the new perks unlocked having the option of being improved. Reworking will consume dots which are found from killing influence creatures normally, and due to the upcoming demand for them, the cap will be raised from 325 to over 4k, adjusting accordingly your current points to the new formula. This feature will give a much better customization to weapons and is looking very promising. And that's all we're getting for this summer update 2026. It's definitely a bit lacking compared to other updates, but keep in mind that even though they were separate, the vocation rebalance is likely the reason for this, and when grouping them together, 2026 has been good so far. With that said, thank you for watching and consider subscribing if you like the content.